Wanadamu wamekusemea maneno kwamba hautaweza katika jaribu lako. Wanadamu wamekusemea maneno kwamba hautashinda katika vita yako. Kumbe njia za Mungu sio sawa na za mwanadamu. Njia za Mungu sio sawa na za mwanadamu. Mipango ya Mungu sio sawa na ya mwanadamu. Akili ya Mungu sio sawa na ya mwanadamu. Ebusiafo ya Mama Jo. Abraham Sema Jumedi ni winner show and I'm in the Choices Radio Amaso and I'm away. Go YouTube where Choices TV. Ra Facebook also Ubenyayen Choices Radio. Na and then you may the media a song bona here a wonipa brabom community environment the nation world here ma wo onipa bia and I'm in the Manumre. Na ansana no mamo enkai bo kakra bi na yento a dwumadi no so Choices Radio enye radio any television adwuma nko an ye yese na da bia me bo mo nkai no ye stream live videos so whether your weddings or party bia yes celebration bia anniversary birthdays funerals bibia we bia no to safre ya ya beba ni stream on live amawo we hwe benya ya wa mai so 07404728671 07404728671 and a line here 02477112215 WhatsApp calls so with me afraid was our main so now we hwe 40 road and also 1061 Forzo Road and CV6 6ER 6ER the whole and Albania and Kaibo also Coventry in Framaboni Aboye Pentecost in Framaboni Aboye as some Cassia na SCA a year or Chinechi a year Ochina nechi ya memende ya a time we have been waiting for. Say Eva appear. Ban who any can and you citizens of fair. Sorry, and a panic in an inkra. One can't share, one knows you, but done in a chili at your brain. Now what nanamo was seado. A ya, wedam Columbia, no 7 and 4. And the semini ebusia Pentecost any Eva a tonsa afre. A dominina said Momra na momechamono na onkra na mukafo and in the etikra. Na anopa a Saturday a year on the 1st of June. A year memenda and a panel 10:30 pepe na your empowerment. Sorry, them addressing in the CV6AZ. Lady Lane, Coventry. Off Longford Road now. Free Pentecost sorry then no one now or couple. The one I be a woof sono na do me no fa near pong the Ecosino. The Abefi about whom a crania sound between medium so Pentecost sorry them and you bring on Sia CV6 na the Choices Radio one CV6 6ER a while and yebe etnase na afei abusua agam okunafo bɛn na yene no akora ni ku akikura na ne kwasi ada na pa no 10:30 na pa no Pentecost sorry dem yene no asom na asesom fefefe na oto nsafre obi bia abusua efre obi bia Pentecost efre obi bia se mumra na sam kase a esi ya roho mumra na momepoa Eva na yene no in su Bible say one ye wosu one wosu when we ageno so and when we enen kaibo and on the 8th so Elder Dr. Breku we have been waiting for this day and next week in Kwa when you who at Breku da ben man munyam for onona Dr. Mampanin Kufo a man doctor a put in the crat apa wo no to san said no mistake be track the source rubber for ɛna ɛto no ɔne ne squad ɛna ɛba ne ba bɛrima nso ka ho bra na bɛhyia no wɔ beautiful gate ɛyɛ Yardley Road 328 Yardley Road B25 8LT no pɛpɛɛpɛ on the 8th Saturday wɔmɔden a Choices Radio ɛna Choices TV yɛbɛkɔ hɔ na yɛstream program no nyinaa live and colored ɛti hyɛ wɔ hɔ no pɛpɛɛpɛ ma no asi anwummerɛ yi yɛde abrabɔ mu nsɛm dwumadi ɛbrɛ yo abusuafoɔ ne ebi nsi da no ɛwɔ po akyi na ne asi da no deɛ yɛnya no wɔ asase yi so yɛa ne yɛhu na nnɛ ɛm sɛ mewɔ ɔbɛsima sɛ twi ɛka sɛ ɔbɛsima a noble woman I've known this woman for about 12 good years now nti menim no paa and waba me program so ɛda mepɛ sɛ ɔno a bɛbɔ ne din tonight on this platform or in the studio we have a noble woman I've known for long, about 12 good years now. She's a smart lady, you know, or no who any kapa na ene misaka no ha na obeda no ho adi.
Thank you. Hello everyone. Your friend me Elsie Owusukumi. My name is Elsie Owusukumi. And then we share topic here. Friend, you say keeping children safe from harm and neglect. Keeping children safe from harm and neglect. That is the topic we're going to look at today. We're going to have looking at what we mean by keeping children safe from abuse and neglect.
Yo, Sister Elsie, me that say, me na so cry was sorry ba komo. PIWC o me wo twi me dia na poto na America. Eni tiatiefo awie me ne Mrs. Elsie Kumi ena Owusukumi ena wo studio ha na ofrig or a social worker or association your friend Gaswa say if somebody see a signboard written on it Gaswa, what does it mean?
Well, Gaswa stands for Ghanaian Social Workers Association, and Gaswa is made up of like social workers in the Midlands and surrounding areas. So if you're a social worker and you're a Ghanaian, we will ask that you join us. Yeah. And what we do is we do outreach work. We reach out to our community. We reach out, to help and support our community to better people's quality of life. Research suggests that people from Black and minority ethnic communities are disadvantaged on a number of levels, which includes poverty, race, and obviously immigration status. So we are here to support our communities.
Thank you very much, Sister Elsie. And that Jumedi Nisena, Sister Elsie kind of keeping children safe from abuse and neglect. So what does that mean? Keeping children safe from
so basically when we're talking about keeping children safe from abuse and neglect, right? We've got when we talk about keeping children safe from abuse is any cruelty to a child. So when I go through my sessions, you will have a better understanding in terms of what we mean by abuse and what we mean by neglect.
Okay, and based on this under this topic, and I'm a person who say because my mom say police for you are more or less police people. Your work is equally to police. Why do you always interfere? They say social workers, they are intruders. Why do you interfere into people's family affairs? Why is it so?
Well, I would say that social workers, we are intruders, we interfere, we are working within guidelines, we are working within the law, and we have a duty to safeguard children, and that is why when we get a referral, when we receive a referral from individuals, you know, members of the public or agencies, I would have to act, take steps to keep the child safe. So that could take different forms depending on the issue or the concern, or the referral concern. Yeah. So
can you break down the
So I'll be going
abuse
through,
and then
I'll be going through that, and then you'd get a better understanding of what we mean by abuse, the various categories of abuse, and all that. So first of all, I'll start with what we mean by a child. And like I said before, I am a children's social worker. So what we mean by a child, and a child by definition, when you look at the law, the Children's Act 1989 and the Children's Act Amendment Act 2004, it defines a child as anybody who hasn't yet reached their 18th birthday. So if a child is going to be 18 tomorrow, the person is still a child. So once you are below 18, you are a child. So I want us to go on by looking at the categories of abuse.
And see, sometimes you mix the two, because with the viewers, some also want to listen to this particular
say abuse, sorry, say a child that so be only 18
under age.
Under 18.
So this 17 meaning that he's still a child.
Okay. Still under children's services. You mentioned the categories of abuse. We'll be looking at the different categories of abuse. So within abuse, like I said before, abuse is any form of cruelty to children. The categories of abuse, we've got physical abuse, we've got emotional abuse, we've got sexual abuse, and we've got neglect. I'm going to go through each of them for us to understand what we mean by physical abuse, for us to know what we mean by emotional abuse, for us to understand what we mean by sexual abuse, and for us to understand what we mean by neglect, so that we would know the indicators of abuse, and then be able to take steps to ensure that we are not abusing our children. So I'll go on to talk about physical abuse.
So you break down and then we know what is physical abuse.
Into the physical abuse, it involves like hitting a child, slapping a child, burning a child, drowning a child, suffocating a child, beating a child, slapping the child, and then again, female genital mutilation. It's a form of physical abuse.
But I think nowadays people have stopped that.
Well, it cut down, but then it's still there.
It's still there.
It's still there.
Some of the countries.
It's still there. We are still comparing.
So supposing that country is their tradition of that genital, what do you people have to say?
But then once you are here in the UK, you are guided by the laws here. Africa, and I said Ghana, and I said Himfa. Now now the neighbor, you'll be in big time trouble.
Oh, okay.
You can't. It can't happen.
Oh, okay.
And again, we find in terms of physical abuse, to say, ginger, pepper, now the sharp and the private part.
Of late, I got breaking news. Manchester, somebody. So my daughter told me.
Okay.
I said, Mommy, look at somebody, a Ghanaian woman.
It's important, say, Ghanaian social workers, we have devoted ourselves, our time to go and educate our community. Your outreach work, we go to churches, we go to various groups, various various associations, to present, do this presentation, this workshop. We run workshops for people. And then we create awareness. More importantly, we create awareness, so that abuse will not be taking place. Sometimes what we find is that, people are not aware that some of these practices are not accepted in the UK.
For abuse na me man na na physical abuse na o say e bia oba wo no wa hwe no sotro pai anaasɛ ebi a wamia no kon anaa wode egya bi atɔɔkya no sɛ wotea no you know ɛyɛ abuse ɔman yi mu deɛ ɔpa akyerɛ sɛ even mmaa koraa no tete mmiri mu no na yɛhunu sɛ sɛbe mmaa yɛkosua kuma yɛtwa ɛso baabi country yɛ mɛfa sɛ Ghana part of Ghana no regions ni bi wɔ hɔ a na wɔn practice saa deɛ no ɛna na mebusa ne sɛ na ɛyɛ me tradition a why do they come in sɛ ɛyɛ abuse ɛna ɔsɛ ɛyɛ mmara da hɔ eti sɛfa ne sɛ mede me ba akɔ ɔman Ghana mu ma kɔyɛ ne saa me ba aban no ebetumi ɛsɔ bi
nti patro menim sɛ you know sometimes say yawo Ghana na menkofo you see mothers no na parents no you know etimi you see ginger family you see ginger for the child like the bonia ebi wo kra na onya de boni na ebi wo ha bi kai say yeye nkola na ma me kra wo say de be ya wo be strong ndi am siga man na ma me strong chia moko nti am say ha nti na no wo ho no but nti no say sometimes no parents were ha no sometimes families were ha no ma we hu say omo yesa na sometimes no anya intention say omo abuse akwala thinking say they are thinking because that is how they have been raised, that is what they have witnessed, that's what they have seen you know, so to them it's okay. But then what they forget they say within the context of the UK it is not accepted. That is why it's important for us to create the awareness. People should create the awareness and then again as we create the awareness, as you are listening you need to be passing on to other people. We all need to learn. You know, some of these practices are not accepted within the UK. So we can't, you know, we can't be practicing that. So social services, and I say if it comes to the attention of social services, you know, we're going to follow safeguarding procedures. So please, we are not. Let's not encourage that. And again, who say no, Ghana so no sometimes no like open the show beer oba utimi ema no like ekoto utimi mane koto na we waso na so na and I say wa pagya ne nsa na say odi bibia ma no say won kita for a longer time we can't be doing that. Ni nyina no a form of physical abuse. We can't do that. Anyway, let us go on. So let's talk about emotional abuse. What do we mean? Or say you feel physical abuse, we go into emotional abuse. Now, say you emotional abuse now. Emotional abuse is the definition say the persistent emotional maltreatment of a child. So the persistent emotional maltreatment of a child. The persistence is going on and it keeps going on, you know. For instance, if you keep telling a child, say, wabon, okay. Wabon, telling a child that they are worthless, you know, telling that child that they have no value, telling the child, you know, they are ugly, you know, and again, you know, calling children names to say we before, you know, and then again, you know, into the essence. I mean, what we're trying to say here is that the episode you can't say we. So we used to say we're singing enough from Kwalana. In Kwalana, it registers in their mind and they believe it. Parents and caregivers out there, we need to be very careful the things we say to our children. If you brand a child as a witch, you know, if we are before, what are we telling the child? And sometimes, you know, in some situations, you know, some kids have been branded as witches, and then they've been told that they are the cause of possibly a family's misfortune or the death of somebody or somebody getting ill because that child is a witch, and we need to go and exorcise the the child. We need to go and take the witchcraft from the child. We need to pray for the child because of your witch. Wrong, sir. And again, when you tell the child, we can't do that. We can't do that. No child is a witch. And then when you tell your child or your witch, there was this case that the mom told the child and said, or your witch, because the pastor had told the mom, they said,
oh, okay.
Yeah. Until the child had to fast. Until the child was going to school without eating. And then when the teachers because of that, the child was always hungry. About school and not accommodating. And then when they give, and then she's saying, lunchtime, she would say she wouldn't eat because she's fasting. Until you could see that this child didn't have no energy to even play because she was so hungry, she was so weak. But then she told the teachers and they said she can't eat because she's the reason why her mom can't give birth. Until she needs to fast and pray for the demon in her to go out. We can't be doing that. What messages are we giving this child? Do we understand the short and long term impact of what we are telling the child on the child? When we need to be very mindful. And again, if in school bar na when you have bad behavior and I say negative behavior be school when we say how you take appropriate measures to correct those ones instead of telling the child and say we are born. And again, you say the grace we want for the child now. My young casa with the because these messages and registers in their child in their head, the child would think say on your born. Because the child would accept and think say we're born. The child would say for children, people like their parents and people like their teachers and all that, they hold these people in high esteem. Until we are parents, you have a significant impact on your child because you are your child's role model. As parents, we are our children's role model. They want to be like us. They look up to us. So if we tell the child and say, the child would accept it. The child would think that you're true, so even if the child goes to school, school, the child would not fully participate. But the child knows, only in the future, because mommy or daddy said we're born. So the child cannot really, so he or she cannot really achieve. So what's the point? Even if the child should put in any effort, it will yield nothing. Because we're born and he or she can't do anything for him like themselves in future. And so we need to, when we promote to say, we need to be giving the child what we talk about, a positive reinforcement.
Keep emotional, Amama Kai said, yes, words are powerful. Now, I send me a free one, but because I'm here school now. There be a mere example of Madame Fubako. Oh, I know I say. Oh, I know I say, it's not kind of also. See that could be something and maybe another. Me come along. Now, so why? Or say, Mammy, what did my Thomas and me come anytime piano, I only say, me corner one, until it takes impact and dampen the spirit.
Yeah, and I made some more examples. There are a number of times when there's a relationship breakdown. We need to be very, very careful. I'm not saying that we shouldn't break up. Obviously, things do happen, and then there is a relationship breakdown. Marriages do break down. Things do happen for adults, yeah. But then when there's a relationship breakdown, now we as adults should ensure, we should. Whatever is happening between us, should have a minimum impact on the child. Because and then fault. Now, at the end of the day, you are the adult here. You still have responsibility for that child. There have been situations where my mini papa no only to the same place. Maybe my mini to Coventry. No, papa needs to Birmingham and I said Northampton. Not my meno in Colano or my mini ho. My meno refuse in Colano to see their father. Where was that? When they have an issue, it shouldn't impact on the child. They still have a right to see their dad. And then again, for a child, the mom and the dad, when you now coming together to have an impact on the child's early experiences. Obi have a role to play. Where was I? Until the one that when they manage asema. Now, for instance, I have sometimes, and I do tell parents, say, Papa didn't tell me, we break here, we divorce, right? May when it in Quran or Honoma, don't say negative things about the dad, because what we fail to acknowledge, they say, the child's identity is formed by both parents, the mother
and the father
and the dad. So when you tell the child, say, "Oh Papa, or your kwasia, oh Papa with Jimmy, or Nim Nyansa," you are indirectly telling the child that on also any Nyansa, because the child, is part of, the child's identity, is formed by both parents. Well, sir. So we need to be careful. Sometimes, we want to score points. Well, sir, we need to be careful. We child. So when who husband, who partner, any problem, we should, because that alone, Nakasano, has its own issues for the child. Until we should try as much as possible, sir. We will be able to live in peace and harmony, by focusing on the child, by prioritizing on the child. You can be separated. At the same time, you would make things very to go well for the child in terms of say when you now play role. For instance, say my example, that's in Northampton, also to Coventry. You can agree, say, okay, if you're every weekend, dad will have contact with the child, so that the child can see dad also. When now as matured adults, we should be doing. Dad, friend will say, I want to speak to the child. You give the phone to the child speaks to dad. Right? You shouldn't prevent dad from speaking to the child. Because the child wants to speak to his or her dad. Where was that? I'm not saying, say, whatever caused the breakup, whether it's your fault, the man's fault, or whatever. I'm not saying, I am not here to judge whatever happened. That's not my priority. My priority is the impact of everything on the child. Into the say separate here, let the child see his or her dad.
But sometimes, what you are saying make a little bit a hinyaka. So sometimes you could see, say, ebia papa no kra no, ebia. Nefan say aba or yaba ne obana yaba yuwa. Ebia mama no ehunu bribi. Of late, some fathers has been even. I know we will come to the sexual abuse, but yes, still no. Obu oha wankwa report, but we hunu bribi. Iti or trip akwala na free ne papa no said the beya because reset of late things have been happening. I think about a month ago, minya WhatsApp bia na mama ne ka say, hey, ni awaye mi ni kweku ni awaye mi is audio. Ni awaye ni wo Germany. Ni awaye ni ade we die me de obema police akwala yi na se ne ke se woni ne da wa hu. Nti such a person, why do I allow my child to?
Obviously, so if it comes to our attention, the attention of social care, say a child has been sexually abused by the dad. Honestly, we are not even going to promote contact anyway. But what I'm saying is that in a normal
circumstance,
well, of course, if the father is at risk, if the child is at risk by having contact with the dad, by all means we won't promote it. Because contact, it's not about the parent. It's not for the parent. It's about the child. So contact should be a positive experience for the child. Contact should promote the child's well-being. If the child is going to be placed at risk for having contact with the dad because dad has a way, dad can potentially sexually abused the child, or dad has sexually abused the child before, then obviously we won't promote contact.
Okay.
But then in a number of situations, the parents are not promoting contact because mom for instance never say or show dad say ma wo hu nkwala no me ma wo hu nkwala nti na make us
we boni bi a we ye ni nti
ebi krampo na omo break ya because ebia woman ko hu say man dey ti obi okay nti ebia mo break ya because man dey ti obi and no has nothing to do with the child.
Nti with this case if somebody about me family say social worker one of can say mami we prevent ne ba wo ni kunu ho a what business do you have inside or how do you deal with this situation?
Say o wa akola na ebia mami ni papa na wo ho na relationship na break it down na bia yen kan say bia maame no o papa no maame no en allow say obehu akwala no there say we yen say we call court na call file e wo court so that a court will give you a court order.
That is the
for the child
maybe the father or
is the father no would have to go to court until the dad would have to go to court until me pa mo chop that is the normal way you have to go. That is the procedure.
Okay.
Nti who akola bi wo ho no na the way na the mom or ebia if akola is living with dad, na dad is not allowing the child to see with the child na. Nti na your laws e will come and you just have to go to the court. If it will be easier for you, or you can go and see a solicitor. Okay. Let us take that route. And again, let us realize, say, if it's safe for the child to see the other partner, let us promote that. Upon if you can agree, say, no, we can't before, because normally in the court arena, and what happens is it goes to the court arena when parents have not been able to sort things out themselves. Okay. That is when it has to go to the court arena. And yes, their parents are able to sort things out. Or send to say, until the mom can say, you go and see your dad every weekend so that it won't interrupt with school. And say, Friday after school or Saturday and Sunday, you go and see the child. The child will see the dad. And again, you can be looking at telephone contact. If your dad can call the child. So you should make these arrangements as adults. If I'm a child, it's not about the mom. They will say, next time it can't before, man, it's on you. Okay, for about for sometimes out of a year, not what preventing a from seeing the dad. But then this has nothing to do with the child. The child wants to see the dad. Let us work together.
Okay, we see for yes, there's about time. Yes, celebrate. Say, Basso, I know what share. Now one more so about be invite friends to listen to this program. It's say about boa na boa men so now before say me call neglect so me say or breaking neglect not down. But before say me so where do you normally get your referrals from?
Well,
because when you drew the spell with some way. That's what for.
Social services. Yeah, you referral from different sources. You referrals from school. To me, sure say a number of people are aware how Nkwalano are shared with school, not school, not children's services. You referral from school, you referral from health, neighbors in the hospital. Say, maybe I'll do back hospital, maybe I'll cut you or home. Be sour about cats, and I want to mean say na a meeting like a meeting on threshold for referral to social care. They will do that in the hospital, even with GP, who cannot GP no be only no share, be not GP no were concerned about you and your ability to keep your child safe. GP no would inform social care. And again, but then what we need to understand is that we now more fresh social care. And yes, I make a concern. So it's because they have a duty.
Oh, okay.
A safeguarding duty. In case akwala na ewo school mu ho no mu Daniel Pelka say ebra away investigation ebaye no na ye the agencies that were working with him they say he was going to school so school ewo ho no mu
okay
health you know and all that you know I didn't know bia we anye na dwuma ye why didn't this agency spot the signs you know to ensure say you know they are following safeguarding procedures school no would have to make a referral because asemuba na ye investigation what we call serious case review serious case review no about when there is serious issues with case and all that now we would have serious case review and then within that the agencies that were working with the child and why didn't people spot the signs there were baby Peter and so why didn't people spot the signs Mr. say no agencies now be any break and it's apart from schools and hospitals and you know there were of course not the police you know so no if there is for instance domestic violence
so you work in hand with police
yeah we work in hand with these agencies if police you know about fear because let's say Obana Fred police force and you couldn't and then the domestic violence in the relationship if there's a child there now
they call
within the family now because they have a safeguarding duty to protect the child you know?
Okay.
Please follow would get in touch with us to make a referral and you know we have referrals from different sources and again you know, from neighbors people child say we neighbor friend children's services unless sometimes of course we get malicious calls sometimes we get malicious calls because our friend ain't true because other person in trouble issues in terms of friend just to get you into trouble but then neighbors can call if they have good reasons to call.
Okay, quickly let me ask you a question before we get down to the midlet. Obia said here, you know, police numbers are very common. And Akwalako school cry now odu yana police number only nursery no only fire service. But social workers now I don't see your numbers. So if supposing me who say obi multi ba ni ade na my friend is saying as a semeka do you have anything of that anonymous system or confidential system we use it to cover me
into local authority obviously for instance Google say you can find our number our numbers over there like Coventry Council Social Care so we've got our numbers over there we've got a MASH team multi-agency safeguarding help on all the referrals before so we've got a MASH team there and so we'll team now and you are a member of the public we are professional you can't be anonymous but then we are a member of the public and you can go anonymous so you can request say I want to go anonymous so that they can protect your identity
because it's very risky
because we don't want
risky sir because can be but or more treated several times maybe sometimes you might talk to the parents and they won't bother you and all the time maybe I'm a neighbor now me say maybe I'm more come there is something going on if I want to say it now I will be at risk
it's very easy to I say and no hintabia and I say like is it hindrance for people to make referrals you as an individual you can say you want to be go anonymous and then you can share your consent
okay
safeguarding is everybody's responsibility who are sorry now who consent be every church every organization every school would have their safeguarding person into the who are sorry now who say bibi koso maybe akola bi eka asamuche wa sorry say na koso now we are concerned about the child now you need to inform the safeguarding person at church if you have a concern about like maybe a wedding maybe a who say bibi air cost or any appropriate. Maybe the child would suffer or is likely to suffer significant harm. And after the child is being abused now, you need to inform the right agencies. Obviously, if a matter of life and death, you can by all means phone 999. If a matter of life and death, now you need to phone the police. You can always phone 101. And again, if you need to call your local authority, you can always find their number on the internet. Timi Pamcho say umu bibi aye koso na Kwalabi is being abused.
Okay, so
we don't have to compromise. We don't have to compromise because the impact of that, of unreported, because the impact of you not reporting for the child, is so huge. The impact is so huge, and it is so huge. So it could even be some kids will even lose their life. It could be self-confidence, low self-esteem. It could be it could be bedwetting. It could be mental health issues and all that. We should not condone abuse. We need to inform the right agencies. Men say because of my relationship with Asumi, Children's Services, you need to save that child. Maybe you are the child's only hope. We need to.
Mrs. Kumi, Yadawasepa, the time no, Yafa 10 minutes here, Akaya, na say Nafa breakdown, neglect no, mommy, sexual abuse. Sorry, na into me run up.
Okay, until you call sexual abuse. Sexual abuse means a very sensitive area. You know how child being abused sexually, how it is looked at within or viewed within our community. The shame that comes with it, the stigma, and why many people do not report sexual abuse. But sexual abuse, has dire consequences for the child, both short term and long term. It's important that we take it seriously. And sexual abuse basically involves forcing or enticing a child to or a young person to engage in sexual activities. So it could be either penetrative or non-penetrative. So penetrative, of course, is sex and whether anal sex, oral sex, rape and all that, vaginal sex. Now non-penetrative means letting the child watch pornography movies on the TV, and so we need to be careful. Is
it under abuse?
Yeah, not sexual abuse.
Oh, okay.
It's not just about penetrative acts. It's not just about penetrative in terms of vagina and oral sex and all that, and anal sex. But then again, also non-penetrative acts like who adults who share TV, maybe who share TV really sexual content. Now, colony will hold them, and you're suitable for your colony. Where Johnny manage a poor supervision on your part. Again, the emotional impact, the sexual.
So with that portion, how do you people come in? How do you people get to know that maybe I'm a TV and how do you people get to know?
Well, some of the signs they said some of the kids will be displaying
what they see.
Will be displaying inappropriate sexual, act in terms of nothing. They'll be acting more than their age.
Oh, okay.
In terms of like really provocating clothes. Where is that coming from? The child using sexual languages. The child the use of language and whatever the child is saying, or sexual content. And then school will be wondering where the child is learning that from. Where the child is picking that from. School will be concerned. The school will be wondering whether is the child being abused herself, sexually abused herself, or is something else going on that we need to know. Because and yet age appropriate. Age appropriate. We need to be careful. And again, signs of sexual abuse obviously include the child can have sexually transmitted diseases. and some kids will also self-harm. Self-harm, so we are all proud. And again, there'll be bed wetting. And again, there'll be bruises. Into a you're raping, who didn't call GP? GP would immediately call social services because GP has a duty to safeguard that child. And the role of the GP is to inform the social services, and we will come out and investigate, look at what is really going on, look at how it happened.
For you, may share the about so I know I share now I'm a union so because this is a topic a very important family affairs. And invite to be manipulated.
And there have been cases that children have been abused by, like I said before, because of the stigma attached to sexual abuse. There have been cases that children have been abused by prominent people in society. Assuming, say, a child is, sexually abused by a pastor. As a parent, how are you going to go about this? Because first of all, you are worried that people will not even believe you. And again, there have been an instance where the family did raise that the child was sexually abused by the pastor, and the family were ostracized from the church because the church executives said they were disgracing the church, and they were ostracized. And for fear of that, and again, like I said, the stigma, because as a parent, you want to protect the image of the family and the child, and you are thinking, say, if I should inform people, say, that this child has been abused sexually, raped, maybe people will not even marry her. Nobody would even marry her when she's an adult. But again, sexual abuse or dying consequences for the child, mental health problems. Trauma and all that, bedwetting and all that. The child needs support. You need to report. And again, if you have a child who has been sexually abused, you need to go for counseling for the child needs to seek counseling. It's very important. I'll go to the last one. Last one I'm going to talk about neglect. So neglect is neglect is the persistent failure to meet a child's basic needs. So the child's basic physical and psychological needs.
Meaning that he's been neglected.
And basic needs Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Basic needs is what does every child need? We've got shelter, we've got food, we've got love and belonging, we've got clothes, and all that. It's basic needs. If you are denying the child of these basic needs, and then it is neglect. And again, neglect can happen in pregnancy. For pregnant women, for instance, who are using like substance misuse, right? So you're a pregnant woman, now you are smoking. Obviously, health one would keep telling you that smoking is not good for your baby, and if you keep smoking, that is worrying, isn't it? And again, we have people.
I've been seeing some of the whites, pregnant and then they've been smoking. So what do you do to these people?
Obviously, they would be having counseling sessions. They would be advised by their midwife. But a due threshold would be not. We are really worried. Obviously, they can by all means make a referral to us. And again, we have parents or women who will be using heroin and cocaine and all that, and also can have a tremendous impact on the child. And also under neglect. And again, like Micaiah before, even though we've got physical abuse, emotional abuse, sexual abuse, and neglect, these can stand on their own. So you can have a child who is being physically abused. However, they can come together. So you can have a child who is being physically abused and emotionally abused, and then they can come together. It's like I said before, you can, there can be a bruise on the child, and again, the child can be experiencing emotional abuse at home, but the thing they tell the child. What we need to know is that, for instance, about slapping and all that, say what's like you but maybe all the baby cane over. Now there is a bruise
or belt be now there.
yeah. And no buy your attention immediately a safeguarding way. And then we need to hear from the parents what actually happened. They be catch and say maybe I catch it so Akwano to for me how say Akwano what will happen is that we'll go for what we call a child protection medical, CP medical.
Okay.
And the CP medical will try to analyze that to see whether it conforms with what you are saying. If it's consistent with what you are saying but then if it's not consistent and it means you actually abuse the child. It means that we have to follow safeguarding procedures.
Okay.
It can mean that it can mean that we have to remove the child
from you
immediately to safeguard that child.
Etie for mate mo bomo ma ofie no say ebeduru wo mo nchen a etimi ti akola ne free nchen because every dispensation no e wo dia emra edeba nti na ye mo nkola na no am say ye family program wo ha me ka kire mo say utimi di wani nkesua kra tena wo ba ama ohu se wa ha wani ase no no say mama no mbe timunye very careful
until back safeguarding procedures now would have to follow that. And like Mikaya before we would see if a child because parents have lied about it we would have to make sure the child is safe. And because you have not been able to protect the child may have to be removed whilst investigation are ongoing. And then the child will be placed somewhere safe while we continue with investigation. We need to be very mindful how we raise our children. And again, I also want to say in terms of neglect, if when say Akolabi is being abused, not one can share, it means that you are condoning the abuse. If we get to know her, we'll be worried about your own, you will be worried about you.
It's in Kolankasa, Minchoa no, and Kolankasa age groups, Nagasa, some to me abusing Nimia. It was school. Me share sa video no. Now Kolabi bear 3. Omo abuse 1. Sesa Nkolano. And no social workers in the dealing with our police.
Both. For instance, if there's you can have a situation whereby one child rapes the other child. You can have where maybe an older child, 14-year-old, rapes a 12-year-old. Yeah, in Jabasana, you the parent, you can't keep quiet about it. I know there can be conflict of interest for you in the sense that this child, they are both your children, and you love them both equally. However, you need to report. Yeah. And then when you report now, we would come in, the police would come in. And because we need to safeguard that child, we would have to remove
one.
Yeah. Obviously, the police for Bema, because they have sexual abuse, they would have to arrest the boy.
Okay.
Take the boy to the police station and interview the boy. Or whoever did that, the boy or yeah. So then the child will be interviewed. We would have to make sure that we take steps to safeguard the other person in the house, maybe the 12-year-old. Then if there's any other child in the house, now we have to take steps to safeguard that person also. And the police can decide, can ask parents, do you have any other person to care for this child whilst investigation is ongoing? And if the police have if parents have nobody, because somebody could be somebody within your family, or could be a friend or close friend to the family, then the police would have to assess if that person is a suitable person. The police and social care would have to assess if the person is a suitable person to care for that child. Because we can't keep both of the kids together because of the safeguarding, because of our duty to safeguard the other child. So we would have to deal. The new parents would have to support with the investigation and the safeguarding. You have to cooperate with social care. You have to cooperate with the police. Yeah. Yeah. You have to cooperate with the police. You have to cooperate with social services. I know that it can be difficult for us, or it can be difficult for families when social care is involved. But then what we need to understand is that there have been situations whereby we have social workers. Even me, I have worked with certain families, and right from the on-go, they were not happy. They were, obviously, they didn't want social workers in their family. But then later on, when all work had been completed, now I was saying that we now need to look at closing the case. The family were like, "Oh no, we don't want you to leave," because we come in because the family need additional support. And it's important that the family work with us. If you don't work with us, then we are concerned. We are worried. We are just thinking, do you really understand the concern? Do you really understand why we are supposed to be involved? Do you really understand why your child is, we will always say, ask families to work with us, to be very open and honest when they are working with us, so that we can look at support or interventions the family would benefit from, so that things would be better at home. So that we can come to a point where we can confidently say that this family do not need us anymore. This family no longer need the services or the support of social care, and then we can safely close the case. And then and then we can safely close the case. Sometimes we can have support for families in terms of we can advise parents to go on parenting courses. If there is domestic violence, we can advise parents to go on domestic violence courses, programs, just for them to have a better insight and awareness of what domestic violence is about and the impact it has on their own children. For them to have a better quality of life. For the kids to be able to live in a home where there is no abuse, where there is no domestic violence. And so we ask families to work with us.
For Mrs. Sowusukumi Akano, woman who knew who said, Jane, woman Bemu said, woman Bebua, a Busiano, a beer abuse, a walk a Busiano, na woman Cassa, it's me, a bois, a tutonia may ye. Na afe crowd a dube bia omutimi ma ban hu say afe abusuan here well equipped they don't need them again into no be close to case no fe dia ma wo nti na che say social workers no won hunye hu se ne ye nim no ana me boy
ye hunye hu. However, there are some situations whereby we have had to remove children from their family, and I know that is one of the reasons why many people
doesn't want it because
about social work.
So when the children goes, almost say cry more.
But even before the child is taken away, we would look at whether there is somebody within the family who can safely care for the child. So you have that opportunity. But we just don't take children away. Our main goal is for kids to, because the best place for a child to grow up in is within his or her own family. But then we come into the family home because the child is being abused. Parents are not acknowledging our concern. Parents are not, if parents are not acknowledging our concerns, if parents are not working with us, then we will be very concerned. Again, if they have there's domestic violence, for instance, maybe domestic violence and the woman is the victim, and the woman is told that you either the child lives with you and the man leaves, or you have the man live with you and the child leaves. Sometimes sometimes the woman will say that, okay, I'm happy for my husband to leave and for me to have my child, because the husband is the perpetrator of the abuse, so that no a risky person, or no would have to leave. We've had cases whereby Obani say, I am happy, I want to choose my child over my husband. I want to have my child whilst my husband leaves. But then when we are not there now, the man who comes to the house and lives there. So it means you are not being really honest with us. You are not really understanding our concerns. You think you are being smart. So when we have such situations now, we are really concerned because we are worried about your own honesty. You are not being honest with us. Please, when you have children's services, please engage with children's services, please work with them. Look at the identified concerns or the risk. Listen to what they are saying. Look at how you can work together with them. And then if they tell you that they are of the view that you would benefit from this course or this program and whatever, please work with them. And then when it's safe to close the case will be closed. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Tonight we have had a wonderful time and important topic. Mrs. Owusu-Kumi has treated this evening, and we are very, very happy about it. He said, next week we'll continue this program, and I think you will continue with another topic.
Yeah, next week we'll be talking about domestic violence.
Domestic violence. Mr. Awofo said, Munti, say, a question and I can be person with time, you know, say, it won't be children alone being abused. By your father say, Okuni or Yere, be a Okuno abuse the Yere, maybe in sexual, how do we go about? How do people go about this?
If there's no child, if there's a child involved, then we will come. But if there's no child involved, you just have to call the police and they will deal with that. Sometimes,
so there is
a restraining order.
Social worker doesn't come in this case.
Yeah, children's services will not come in.
Okay.
Because in that case, you just have to call the police. And in some instances, you can go and ask apply for a restraining order for the man to be removed and all that. So you just have to.
Okay, thank you very much. Yada, Mrs. Owusu-Kumi asepa enyumre wache ye niama bebre a yeti krom ha ebrumu eti krom ha so wo nim nia enioma we ekoso obi wo ha wose matena broche 20 years and so me Africa ni ntiti ayetete me no eno ana mepe me so bebre se wan hwe ne yi a sa ntete ye na wo pe no e de wo bekọ boni mu ebi ni yenua ba bi e de kotam akeka duro e de kokọ se ne ba ho a ya jele no enti yada Mrs. Owusu-Kumi ase menim say next week same time same place on Choices TV mu be share ya woso na wasan any abe kan domestic violence no ho asem ama ya dream abie e wo niam bi ho. We need to be very, very, very conscious of these things. Said the Abeya, you bet me a boy and Mahoban. Yeah, that's it.
And thank you.
And what do you say to your viewers?
So thank you for listening to me. Thank you for watching. And this is my job is to like I said before, I am a social worker and part of GASWA, and our job is to what we do is to create awareness of some of the issues within our community, especially for the Black and minority community, because we are one of you, and we understand. Sometimes we understand the brain behind what you do. Yeah, but then again, we want you to work with us. We want you to be honest with us. If you have issues with social service, if there's something you don't understand, you can by all means give us a call. We will contact you. We are on Facebook. Contact us and then we'll speak. But then sometimes what I have realized is that some people give you a call and then when they are talking about the case, they're not honest. They're trying to hide things. When you call us, you need to be open in terms of, if you did beat your child, you need to be honest. Tell me that you did that. So
if I'm honest to you people, what do you go? What
then we would advise you in terms of the steps that social services would take. And then again would support you to, and obviously, I mean, if social services are aware that you are genuinely remorseful, they want to work with you for you to keep your child. If you are genuinely remorseful and you understand that what you did wasn't right and that you are not going to repeat it, so work with them. If they feel that you would benefit from maybe a parenting course to understand other options or other ways, safer strategies you can discipline your child, or safer ways you can correct negative behaviors. All these parenting courses would support you. It's an eye opener for you. They would recommend the courses for you, and then after you've been on the relevant courses, and then they are confident that things are better at home, they would safely close the case.
Oh, ɛne na social workers no ɔno akɔyɛ sɛ yɛ saviour o ɔmo bɔ yɛn ho ban mu aboa yɛn nti anuanom mma yɛ wɔn yɛ hu sɛ asɛ ɔmo yɛ intruders bi anaa ɔmo yɛ so interference in our family affairs ada na mo yɛ mo ho nkɔnkɔnsasa wɔn nyɛ saa ɔmo yɛ ɔbambɔfoɔ nti yɛda Mrs. Owusu ase Elsie and we have had a wonderful time with you.
Thank you too for
Next week
me.
we'll expect you to come and continue the program. It's here for you that will be us sending a message. Maybe the kind can work it so heavy and they say, maybe the 1st June, a year, Eva, on a and our branch back home, PIWC, Pentecost in the tree in it, roughly in a year back home. Sorry back, in a year carbon of what Eva. Na wakura ne de hyɛ ne ho kafo ne dɔfo a ɔne n'ani nkra na wada ne n'akyi akyerɛ kwan atoa nananom nseɛ do emu no yɛde bɛkɔ empowerment asɔre dan mu ɛyɛ anɔpa 10:30 Saturday ɛyɛ on the 1st na ɛyɛ 3 days a ɛda yɛn anim coming ɛyɛ Saturday no na yɛawie ɛkɔsie fon no 12:30 efiri hɔ a yɛbɛkɔ fie akɔhome na yɛaba Pentecost asɔre dan mu CV 6ER ɛhɔ ɛna yɛbɛsie yɛbɛtena ase yɛsi nkonnwa na yɛgyam yɛn nua baa na yɛakyekyere ne werɛ na yɛne no awie na adeɛ kye a yɛayɛ awufo som a yɛ asɔre na ase som ɛde ama no na wakora ne nkafo yɛ akyi korakorakora mesrɛ wo sɛ bɔ mmɔden na bɛboa Eva mano ato Elder Miracle nso yɛ on the 8th yɛbɛtoa so next week same time same place bye.